Sell.
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 No, hold. You fools have lost faith in me. You have tried to sell, you must hodl.
It's freaking messed up. Why is it broken? Hey guys, what's going on? Frozen Jeb here, and in today's live stream, we are going to be doing some technical analysis on Bitcoin after we fix our camera. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. We have no idea what's going on. However, we do have some new hardware waiting to be set up. This is going to be fixed very, very soon. I'm very sorry, guys. We are working on it. There we go. Smay worked on the cable, guys. Not sure what's going on. We are going to make sure it's fixed. I hope you enjoyed that introductory video. Looks like I'm going crazy over here. It is good. I think it's solid. It's good.
It looks like it's back.
It's good. If you can set up your camera.
It froze up.
Nope, it's good to me. He's about to trip over the light. How you guys doing? No. Welcome to Coffee and Crypto, where we have all kinds of technical difficulties. I am joined today by our standing in producer, Timothy.
What's up?
How's it going? And we're joined by our writer, researcher, Smee the Tree. Thank you very much,
hello,
Smee.
hello, guys. Hello.
Thank you
I hope
very
you
much.
liked the video, the intro video. I made it.
He made it, yes. We spent a lot of time on that intro video. I hope you guys very much enjoyed that, guys. We are going to spend a couple of minutes here getting started, a couple of minutes here letting everybody pile on into stream, and we are going to be doing some technical analysis on Bitcoin. We're going to be looking at some very important formations on Bitcoin, and we are going to be talking about where Bitcoin might be going in the next 7 days or so. I see some great formations forming on Bitcoin. I see some very important levels of resistance being broken, and I see some important trends being formed. We're going to be talking about all of that and more in today's live stream. I'm going to ask you again in a second, but I'm going to ask you right now. Let's just go ahead and have a minute of chat spam. Yeah, I'm giving you permission to spam the chat. This was actually Smay, our moderator's idea, so he's okay with it. Spam the chat with your altcoins because we are going to do some altcoin technical analysis later on in the stream. Go ahead and drop whatever you'd like to see. We're going to pick 2, maybe 3, and we're going to do some altcoin technical analysis later on in the stream. Thank you guys so much for joining in to the stream. And shout out to Mr. Fektik. I don't know how I say your name, but you were first.
Fect. I mean, there's just a lot of T's and C's.
There's a lot of T's and C's and K's. It's like
there it
Celtic
goes.
or something.
There it goes.
Yep. So welcome to the stream, guys. Like I said, we're going to give it a couple of minutes to let some people join on in. I want to make sure everybody sees the technical analysis, and we're going to jump onto the chart in not too long. I want to hear what you guys thought of that intro. We worked pretty good on it. We worked pretty hard on it.
Did
we see any messages in chat about it, Smay?
I saw one person.
You saw one person?
One person acknowledge it. So
What'd they say?
I'm a little disappointed, but, it's all right.
They will see it later.
They will see it again.
Go back. If you didn't see it, go back and watch.
Yeah, it was a great little intro video.
Yep.
It actually did. We didn't work that hard on it.
Yeah, no, that's the point, is that we didn't work very hard on it at all.
It was a last minute idea. We didn't with like the
yeah,
20
we were like,
minutes,
oh
so.
God, we have to delay the stream because we have to like be stupid over here. Dick jokes are just the definition of this channel now, I guess. I don't know.
Oh.
But anyway, guys, we are going to be doing some technical analysis on Bitcoin. If you are looking forward to the stream, hit that like button. Let's get over 100 likes, and also consider smashing the subscribe button, guys. We post content here daily. You can follow us at CryptoJeb on Instagram and Twitter, and we are going to go ahead and jump on into some technical analysis. Nice intro, nice intro, nice intro, nice intro, as someone is spamming. I did tell you guys to spam the chat. Cut it.
Yeah, that's enough.
It.
No more spamming.
No more
You
spam.
will get timed out.
We are done with the spam. Guys, is there anything I need to address, or can we jump onto the chart, fellas?
So we didn't even talk about it this morning. What do we want to do if we get the 500 likes by the half hour? And
That's
if
a
we
good
get
point.
1,000,
What are our like goals? Good question.
Yeah, you guys can go ahead and decide the like goals. What do you guys think we should do for 500 likes and what we should do for 1,000?
Yep.
We already have the technical analysis I'm doing. I don't know if we're gonna do that today or tomorrow.
No, we are filming that today.
dreading
by the
that.
way.
Oh, yeah.
filming
Tim
that
has to
today.
do technical analysis. Tim has to do the technical analysis. Let's make sure video. Yeah, video's good. Okay, somebody said video's not running. The video is running. What are we going to do for 500 likes, guys? Let us know in the chat. What would you like to see if we hit 500 likes? If you want to see whatever they suggest, then you have to hit that like button. And also, we're probably going to figure out something else for 1,000 likes. So let's go ahead and get hype about that. Somebody said backflip. They want me to do a backflip again. I already have to buy my production team lunch.
Yeah, we haven't done that.
Tim already has to do technical analysis
And
on XRP.
I have to wear a tree. Somebody just
He has
said,
to wear a
first
tree
things first,
costume. Speaking of which,
costume.
what is the tree costume status?
Oh, it is actually, guys, currently still in the mail.
Okay.
I think it's probably gotten lost, but we'll have to. Well, I'll call about it later, guys.
Okay, so Smee the Tree's costume has been in the mail for a couple of weeks now. Looks like we had a video issue. So we're going to try and fix that really quickly, guys. While we are waiting on that, I'm going to roll the intro one more time while we work on this. I'm going to show you guys again.
We must be quick.
Sell.
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 No, hold. You fools have lost faith in me. You have tried to sell, you must hodl.
All right, guys. Well, we are going to deal with the technical difficulties, and we're going to jump onto some Bitcoin technical analysis. We have our writer, researcher, and moderator working on a fix right now. So I know you can't see me, but you can see the chart. We're going to go ahead and jump straight on into the technical analysis. If you're looking forward to today's stream, consider dropping a like. But let's go ahead and get started. Guys, we are going to do some blank-to-bank technical analysis on Bitcoin. This is where we are, as you can see. This is the daily chart that we're going to be looking at. This is everything we need to cover. But this, my friends, is where we are going. So let's go ahead and get rid of everything, and let's start with a blank chart. Hit that trash button, and let's go. Guys, Bitcoin has been in a downtrend. Bitcoin has been in a correction for the last couple of days. For the last 10 days or so, Bitcoin has been trending to the downside. As you know, we rallied to $58,000 and set it as a level of resistance. Are we back? Let's see. We are indeed back. Yes, we are back. He fixed it. Looks like we have a temporary fix for the camera issue. We will be making sure that that doesn't happen again. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, we have a very important level of resistance at $58,000 and a very important level of support at $42,000. The way we found these levels is because this was a previous all-time high figure, and so is 58. The next level I want to show you is $41,000 because that was a touch right here, and that gives us an all-important zone of support right down here. Give me a audio check. Everything's good on your side, right? Good deal. Okay, guys. So we have a zone of support right down here between $41,000 and $42,000. And I also want to show you this. The 20 daily EMA has now been breached. We are now above the 20 daily exponential moving average. Another thing that jumps out at me is that we had a green, red, green formation on Bitcoin. That is very significant because as you guys who are faithful fans and loyal followers of the channel will know, green, red, green formations generally lead to uptrends. We saw one happen right back here on the 14th, 15th, and 16th of February, and it led to about a $10,000 rally from $48,000 to $58,000. So guys, those are some important levels of support. Let's go ahead and zoom into the hourly chart because there's some other trend lines I want to show you. The first one right here is a downtrend of resistance that Bitcoin broke just a couple of days ago. We broke bullish out of this, and we pulled back down to the 20 exponential moving average on the 4-hourly chart and bounced. We also had a downtrending level of support right here. This was a descending wedge pattern. For everybody who's in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, this video right here, Wedges and Pennants, details what a wedge is and how to trade them. By the way, if you guys didn't already know, CT2A is on sale. You can find the coupon code SMETHETREE for $75 off in the description box down below. Consider signing up for CT2A. It is the place that you can invest in your education, and I highly recommend it. Anyway, guys, we saw a bullish break of this descending wedge, and that's a very good thing. We're going to get into all of the implications of this in a second, but before I do, I need to show you one last resistance level because this is the topic of the entire stream. This resistance level right here is incredibly important, and we're going to be tackling it from multiple different angles. Looking on the 1-hourly chart, we can see that Bitcoin rallied on the 25th of February to $52,200 and set this as a resistance level. At the time, it was a lower high. Notice we had one high, a second high, and a third high. This was a lower high. Remember, guys, when you're in a downtrending market, lower highs and lower lows indicate a downtrend. So it stands to reason that if you start setting higher highs and higher lows, then you're entering an uptrend. Well, take a look at the hourly chart. You'll see Bitcoin has a low here and a second low, a high here and a second high. We're very clearly in an uptrend here, but I'm more interested in being in an uptrend here. We're in a shorter term uptrend. I'm interested in being in a longer term uptrend. And the way we do that is by breaking a previous level of resistance, turning our resistance level into a new high and setting a higher high. We absolutely have to see that if Bitcoin's going to go into a big rally. So $52,200 is a very important support level. Let me say that again. $52,200 is an incredibly important resistance level. I said support a second ago. I meant resistance. Excuse me, guys. You can even see on my chart from yesterday, I drew this chart 7 days ago. This resistance level has been sitting here for a while. Notice where we rejected, guys. This is the power of technical analysis. I drew this line. We hit this as resistance 3 hours ago. I drew this like 4 or 5 days ago. I forget exactly when I drew it, but I drew it a long time before we hit it. That's the power of technical analysis. We found the resistance level, and Bitcoin is going to need to break it if it wants to go into an uptrend. Again, why? Because to go into an uptrend, you have to constitute that, excuse me, you have to constitute that with higher highs and higher lows. So if we break that, we're setting a higher high, moving into a new uptrend. There's a lot more that we have to cover on Bitcoin. We're going to get to MACD and moving averages and RSI and all of the rest of the technical analysis. We're going to talk about price predictions. We're going to talk about price targets. We're going to talk about long-term fundamentals. We have a lot to cover on Bitcoin today, but I want to throw it back to this chart really quickly and see what you guys think. Looks like we're frozen again. Why are we frozen? Why are we frozen? It's May.
I'm sad. I'm just like, this is hurting my soul.
What? Smay, can you fix the camera?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to fix it. Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm not sure what exactly is going on, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna read chat here for a second, and we're gonna see if there are any good questions. What's up with the camera? We don't know. We are working on fixing it. Our apologies.
What someone asked what kind of camera this is, so they know they don't have to buy it.
It's a Canon EOS R. And it's one of the best cameras on the market. It's not the camera's fault. There's something going on our end with our computer. It has to do with a cord or something. It's really not the camera.
The camera's like going to sleep. It's like shutting down.
I know what it is. Okay, we'll fix it off stream. It's okay. We know what it is. It will be fixed after the stream. Our apologies. Our producer is out sick right now.
Yeah.
The feed's back. Yeah, I know what's happening.
I'm just gonna sit over here and watch.
I was gonna say, just keep a close eye on it. Smay, real quick, can you ban this guy in chat who is spamming crap? Yeah. Guys, we're gonna go ahead and answer some questions, and we're going to continue on with some Bitcoin technical analysis. Somebody said just change your settings.
Do you know the guy's name?
Yes. The guy's name was Parasitutas. It has some funky characters in there, so it's kind of hard. Anyway, guys, any good questions, Tim? Any good questions?
I mean, most questions were about the camera.
Most questions were about the camera.
Most questions about the camera.
Everybody's roasting the camera.
We have some questions that are kind of not necessarily relevant to what we're talking about. But,
okay. Well, hit me.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have been asking about ETH. That's what I'm saying. It's not relevant to what we're talking about.
Gotcha.
Will it reach 2,500 this month? Was one that just popped up. 2,000 this month. I think people are wanting to know ETH. So potentially, do you want to answer that right now, or do we want to talk about ETH later?
So let's talk about Ethereum for just a second, guys, and we will probably do some Ethereum technical analysis in a dedicated stream tomorrow. If you're interested in that, I highly encourage you to tune in, hit that subscribe button, because I do actually have some important technical analysis to do on Ethereum. We're going to do it tomorrow, though. As far as price targets for Ethereum, yeah, guys, if Bitcoin does what we're going to talk about in today's stream and continues on a rally, it is very possible that Ethereum goes back to $2,000 this month. Abso-freaking-lutely, guys. However, it is going to hinge on what Bitcoin does. That's why we're keeping a very close eye on Bitcoin. We need to see if Bitcoin is going to have a big breakout or not, and whether or not it does, is going to indicate where Ethereum goes. So, guys, like I said, tune in for tomorrow's live stream. We're going to talk more about Ethereum in that stream. However, in this stream, we're going to focus primarily on Bitcoin. Any further questions before we continue?
Nope. I mean, all the other questions are probably about Ethereum.
Something to point out is that they're going to be voting on the stimulus checks as soon as today.
Right.
And that's the Senate, because it's already passed in the House. So we could be seeing those being launched in the next couple of weeks.
The stimmies. Everybody's going to be getting their tax returns and their stimulus checks at the same time, it sounds like. That could definitely be a very bullish thing for Bitcoin, with people taking those US dollars, and putting those US dollars into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. We're going to talk about more fundamentals like that in a future stream as well. So like I said, consider subscribing to the channel if you are interested in that. Good morning to everybody who just joined. I appreciate you guys bearing through the technical difficulties. Let's jump back onto the chart. What we have discussed so far is we have talked about some basic support and resistance levels. I'll give you a rundown if you just joined. Make sure to like that video and tell us what altcoins you would like to see later on in the stream. We have a level of resistance at $58,000. We have support between $41,000 and $42,000. That much we have talked about many times. What I'm more interested in talking about is this downtrending level of resistance right here. Well, it was resistance. It is now support because we broke bullish out of it. We also have a downtrending level of support right here. This was a falling wedge. We broke bullish out of it. Remember, guys, if you're in CT2A, you will know that it in this video, wedges and pennants. We talk about how there's a 70% chance of a bearish wedge, a descending trading channel, a descending wedge, breaking bullish, 70% likelihood. Remember, guys, technical analysis is a game of statistics and probabilities. We don't have any certainties here. That is pride talking if anyone says that. In breaking bullish out of that, we rally to a very important resistance level at $52,000. The reason that this is so important is because if Bitcoin is able to break $52,000 and continue the rally, then it means that we've set a higher high above the previous high that we set on February 25th, and that defines a new uptrend, which could lead us back to $58,000. So the reason you should care about this is because based on the analysis we're going to do in today's video, it is very possible that Bitcoin returns to all-time high, breaks it, and starts moving towards that price target we set earlier of $75,000 by the end of August. We also just saw an article come out today talking about the options market thinking about a $75,000 Bitcoin by May. We're going to talk about that later on in the stream, but for now, we need to run through the technicals on Bitcoin. Guys, there is a lot more to talk about here. Number one, I'm going to repeat this. We talked about the 20 daily EMA, how Bitcoin's sitting on top of that. We talked about the green, red, green formation and how Bitcoin is moving into an uptrend because of that. But now let's look at the MACD and the RSI. The MACD has some very important information to tell us. Namely, we've seen 3 days of bullish convergence on the MACD. The MACD line is now converging on the signal line, and if trends continue the way they are right now, we're likely to see a bullish cross on MACD probably sometime around the 6th or the 7th of March. That would verify and validate a new uptrend on Bitcoin, and it would verify and validate all the technical analysis we're doing in this stream of the potential for a new rally to form back to all-time high and beyond. We're going to continue talking about that, but first I want to show you the RSI. We pulled all the way down to 47 on RSI. We've now bounced, and we're sitting around 58. Remember, guys, 50 to 70 on RSI is very healthy territory for the market. That is uptrend territory. That's the territory where Bitcoin or whatever market you're looking at seems to be healthy. Right now, Bitcoin is in very healthy territory. It's not overextended. It has had a good correction. It pulled back 25% in about 10 days. That's the kind of correction we were talking about. We want to see Bitcoin correct for its own good, for its own health. We talked about the concept of a controlled burn and how that's very, very important. And in the same way, we need to have a controlled burn in Bitcoin. So that's good news. Is the camera good?
Yeah, so
awesome.
It's gonna go to sleep every 3 minutes. So
Gotcha. So guys, we are having a little bit of an issue with the camera. However, we do know what it is. We don't want to pause the stream to fix it. I know how to fix it. Smay doesn't, so I'm going to fix it as soon as the stream's over. There's going to be a little bit of flicker every once in a while, but that's okay. It will be solved by tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for your patience. Anyway, we talked about how MACD and RSI are in healthy territory. Let's look through some other technical indicators. Our volume has been relatively low, but that actually stands to reason because we're in a decision point right now. Bitcoin has to make a decision as to whether or not it's going to go into a new uptrend or into a new downtrend, and that is going to be indicative of its volume. Its volume is relatively low right now, but once we have decided clearly a direction, that volume is probably going to come back. TD sequential, there's nothing much here, so we're going to move on. The four simple moving averages is pretty important. We see the 50 daily simple moving average moving up right now. It's sitting around the $42,000 level. That is providing support for this market, and that is a level that has provided support for us multiple times in the past, as we can see right here. And then we almost pulled down to it right here. It's good news, guys, that we've pulled back. It's good news that we've corrected and consolidated because that gives us the fuel to continue rallying. Bitcoin had to stop for a fuel stop. It had to stop for a little pit stop, and it has now recharged, and it has the potential to continue into a rally. Looking at VPVR, there is something important here, and that is to show you guys that we actually have some VPVR support up here. Now we actually have some trading up around $42,000 to $50,000. We needed to see that because Bitcoin does not have a large amount of support right here. Notice we have a ton of support down here because Bitcoin traded sideways through here for a long time. We don't see that up there around $40,000 and $50,000. It's healthy to have this trading up here, and that's why I've encouraged you guys not to get freaked out, not to get emotional, not to get scared about this pullback, but look at it as an opportunity. Looking at the Bollinger Bands, you guys can also see that when we pulled back a few days ago, we pulled back and came very close to testing the bottom band. The bands are constricting a little bit, which indicates that we're in this kind of consolidative movement like we saw back over here. Notice how the bands were very wide, and then they constricted, and then they widened again. This is what I mean when markets are cyclical. What are we doing here? We're rallying. What are we doing here? We're trading sideways. We're rallying. The markets are cyclical. You're going to go into bull markets, and bear markets, and inside of those bull markets and bear markets, you're going to have uptrends and you're going to have downtrends, and inside of those uptrends and downtrends, you're going to have rallies and you're going to have crashes. That's just the way the market works. Nothing to be freaked out about. We want to look to the fundamentals for the long-term price action on Bitcoin, and the fundamentals right now are phenomenal. So guys, those are our technical indicators. Remember guys, technical analysis is broken up into two different sections. It's broken up into technical reading, the chart reading. I'm going to go to full screen to explain this. It's broken up into the chart reading, that's the technical side, and then it's broken up into the analysis side. So far, we've done a lot of chart reading, we've done a lot of technicals, however, we have not done any analysis yet. We're going to jump into that analysis, but before I do, I want to throw it back to chat and see if there's any good questions and give myself a chance to catch my breath.
I actually saw a really fascinating question.
Okay.
I mean, I don't even know what's happening here, so Jeb, you're going to know better. Someone pointed out Bitfinex, the long long BTC versus USD chart.
Yep.
They were talking about how it's super low.
Yep.
Like this might be the lowest we've seen it since the 2017 crash. They were asking if you could take a look at that real quick.
I definitely can. I appreciate you guys pointing that out. Let's see. I haven't looked at the long chart in a little bit. I know it's in my watch list over here somewhere. Where is my watch list? Huh. Okay, well, let me grab it up real quick. BTC longs on Bitfinex. Guys, the chart that he is talking about is none other than this chart right here. This is the daily chart for Bitfinex longs. This is the amount of, this is data that Bitfinex, the exchange, publishes for the amount of people in longs, and then there's also the short positions. I used to have it in my watch list over here. For some reason, it's not there anymore. But nevertheless, Bitcoin longs, as he said, has pulled back a lot. It pulled down to 11,000 back on January the 28th, went into a major rally, and has now had a major correction. A lot of people exiting longs. Guys, this is not something that's very popular in cryptocurrency anymore, but it is actually a very important chart to look at. Looking at the number of people in long positions and the number of people in short positions is going to help you understand a concept that we talk about in CT2A called mass psychology. If you understand mass psychology, you will understand what the market's going to do before it does it. Why? Because the market movements are downstream from the people that are making the trades. Let me say that again. The market movements are downstream from the people making the trades and what they are thinking. You need to understand the psychology of the traders. And if you do understand the psychology of the traders, it'll be much easier to understand how they're going to trade and thus how the market is going to move. So the longs and shorts chart is very important. What I believe he's talking about is the fact that we pulled all the way down to 11,800 longs on Bitfinex longs chart. I would say this, the number of longs on Bitfinex is it's a hard chart to measure because it's corrupted by the number of people that trade on Bitfinex. It's not a volume of longs, and even if it were, then that would still be a corrupted metric. Yes, the only other time in history we've been this low was at 11,800 was in August. It was actually my birthday, August of 2017. However, guys, you have to realize there were a lot less people using Bitfinex back then as well. So there's a little bit of corruption in that data. However, the main point I think he's making is we can see this big, gigantic downtrend in the number of longs over on Bitfinex. That is something we can read into, and we can say, oh, look, people are losing confidence in this uptrend. People are losing confidence in this market. That is something we should take into account with our technical analysis. So that's a great question. Thank you very much for that. Anyway, guys, we are going to throw it back to chat. If you're enjoying today's stream, give me a 1 in chat. I want to hear it. And also, we have decided, actually, I take that back. Chat has decided that I'm going to grow my beard out this month.
Yes.
Isn't that right?
Yes, it is.
You guys haven't seen it, but Tim has a luxurious beard. If I could grow a beard like Tim, I would be a very happy man. But
Listen,
unfortunately, I can't do that.
You should have a lot of hope because when I was your age, it was absolute crap.
Really?
And the patches were.
Oh, man.
I was rough.
Somebody told me yesterday in the comments that they're going to start calling me Patches when I grow the beard out. That's funny. That's terrible. Anyway, guys, Tim looks like a Viking.
We'll keep it clean, but we'll let the length come.
Exactly. Tim looks like a Viking, by the way. So when we get the camera set up, you guys will see that. Lumberjack Jeb, yes.
Yes.
Guys, make sure to smash that like button. Let's get to 500 likes. We don't even know what we're going to do at 500 likes, but we're going to do something crazy. Like the video and consider subscribing to the channel. Why should you subscribe to the channel? I'll tell you why. Because this channel is dedicated to helping you reach financial freedom. It is our job here. It is literally what we come into work to do, to help provide you with the tools and the mindsets and the skills to achieve financial freedom through trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies with technical analysis. If that's something you're interested in and you want that financial freedom, which I'm pretty sure you do because that's why you're in cryptocurrency in the first place, I would wager, hit the subscribe button. It's totally free. We're on the fast track to 100K subs. Thank you guys so much for that. Good deal. Like. Can you speak to the number of corrections in the last bull cycle and where we are currently in this bull cycle? I believe that someone said I have to wear a weird red flannel shirt and bring a chainsaw in. I have a chainsaw. I can bring the chainsaw in and go full lumberjack if y'all want.
We'll get you a little red.
Wait a minute.
Get you a little blue.
No, Tim, remind me. I have a video of me holding a chainsaw in front of a brush fire. That would be a funny Instagram. That would be a funny Twitter post.
And then have me in the tree costume next to you.
Yes. We'd have to do a really bad Photoshop.
When you're about to chop me down.
When it comes in the mail.
Oh yeah.
When it comes in the mail. Yeah. It's in the mail, guys. It's in the mail. Anyway, guys, we're gonna continue on with our Bitcoin technical analysis. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. So let's go ahead and jump right back over to it. We have talked about how Bitcoin was in a descending wedge and how we broke bullish out of that descending wedge. We've also talked about how the MACD is looking very bullish and how the RSI is trending to the upside. We've talked about how we have strong support at $41,000, $42,000, and $43,000. And we've talked about how Bitcoin has strong support here at the 20 daily EMA. Somebody asked what we look like right now compared to the previous bull cycle. That's actually a very good question, and I'm going to show you. Whenever you're looking at the previous bull market, you have to understand that we were in a different time frame back then. Bitcoin had nowhere near the adoption that it has right now. It rallied 10,000% in 2 years. I heavily doubt that's going to happen to Bitcoin again because that would put Bitcoin in the trillions of dollars of market capitalization. However, there are many similarities that we can draw. For example, when this market was in a rally, for example, right here, when Bitcoin was trading at $1,100 back in the day, I miss those days, I remember that, and all the way up until it hit a new all-time high of the high price of $3,000. Guys, when I got into crypto in July of 2017, it was trading at $2,900. I wish I could go back and buy Bitcoin at that time. That is why we bet on the long term, because Bitcoin always succeeds in the long term. Whenever Bitcoin's in a rally, as we saw here on April 1st in 2017, and goes into this rally, it is going to stay above the 20 daily exponential moving average. It's going to bounce off of the 20 daily exponential moving average. It's going to test it as support. It's going to come back for it to build that rally. However, whenever we go into a corrective movement, Bitcoin is going to fall below the 20 daily exponential moving average. Whenever we break back above it, and then we use it as support, then we will continue the rally. The 20 daily EMA is an incredibly important and very valuable support level and resistance level that you should be paying attention to in your charting. In fact, in CT2A, we have a video dedicated to it down here because of just how important and significant it is. So, when we see Bitcoin pull back below the 20 daily EMA and bounce and rally above it, this harkens back to what we've seen before. We have seen Bitcoin pull below the 20 daily exponential moving average, and we have seen it use it as support. We have seen bull markets built off of its levels of support, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now, guys. Bitcoin fell below the 20 daily EMA, bounced above it. We pulled back to it yesterday at $48,000 and bounced. That is a good sign. We want to see Bitcoin stay above the 20 daily EMA to maintain this sideways movement, and we want to see Bitcoin break and hold above $52,200 to continue this uptrend. And speaking of which, I want to get into one of my main points in this video because we talked about a big pattern on Bitcoin in today's title. I want to show you that pattern, and for many of you guys who are more advanced in technical analysis, I'm sure you've seen this. If you've been paying attention to CT2A, in here we have a video on different chart formations. In that video, we talk about head and shoulders patterns. Guess what, guys? We have an inverse head and shoulders pattern right here. And guess what, guys? The level of resistance that is now support of $50,000 flat, remember that one that we were talking about yesterday? That so happens to be the neckline. What this indicates, let me show you again. We have an inverse head and shoulders pattern with a left shoulder right here, a head right here, and a right shoulder right here. We have already broken the neckline, meaning we're already in a short-term uptrend that we want to turn into a medium-term uptrend. We've been in an uptrend for about 5 days. I want to see that turn into more like a 2 to 4 week uptrend. To do so, we have to break $52,000. But the fact of the matter is, with our neckline, you could either draw it at $52,000 or you could argue that it's an uptrending level of support right here. This is definitely a strong argument. I can see this. Whichever one you argue, Bitcoin has broken this uptrending level of resistance and this uptrending level of resistance. It's turned them blue, it's turned it into support, and it means that Bitcoin has some bullish momentum. Now, we need to see how it's going to play out. We need to see if Bitcoin is going to maintain that bullish momentum and if it's going to continue that bull market. These inverse head and shoulders patterns have price targets. So let me show you that price target, guys. If you draw the price target from the head of the inverse head and shoulders pattern to the neckline, I'm going to use the more conservative one just so that you guys feel comfortable with this price target. And by the way, a caveat on price targets, a lot of times they're not going to come, in fact, most times they're not going to come exactly true, but they're a good way of giving an idea of roughly where the market's going to head. If we use this price target, we can see that we have a price target of $56,000 on Bitcoin. What's up?
Can we pause for just 1 second?
Sure thing.
What is happening?
It's Streamlabs. For some reason, the subs are now going through Streamlabs as a notification.
Oh, how about that? Streamlabs started working again. I guess all of our technicals are just not working.
Can you run in there and make it smaller real quick? Because it's like covering your whole TH.
I will do that.
Yeah.
Yes, I will go ahead and... Oop, no, I need that. I'm going to go ahead and turn all of these stream labels off.
What is going on today?
We're just cursed, guys.
I think we know what we're working on this afternoon.
I think I think we do. I think we know exactly what we're working on. We're actually cursed. Anyway, guys, I hope the technical analysis still made sense. We're in an inverse head and shoulders pattern. Bitcoin has a price target of $56,000 and change, and we are going to continue elaborating on that because I'm going to tell you, I have a feeling that Bitcoin actually may be about to go back to $58,000 and beyond. We're going to explore that in the technical analysis in today's stream. If you just tuned in, we've already done the blank-to-bank TA on Bitcoin. You can zoom back in the video and see that. We are going to spend a couple of minutes here answering questions, and later on in the stream, we're going to jump into some user-suggested technical analysis on altcoins. So, guys, are there any good questions for us? Make sure to smash that like button if you haven't already. It's totally free, doesn't cost you a thing, and we have something special coming for you at 500 likes.
Man, I'm trying to look at... people have been saying their opinion a lot. A lot of people are asking stuff about that 52, but you just talked about how you think we might be headed back to that 58.
Yep.
Smay, have you seen anything?
I have been watching the camera.
Yeah, no, you've been watching the camera.
Smay's been watching the camera to make sure everything's good on
I
that.
have to click it every 3 minutes.
Look at the New York Stock Exchange
Yes,
news.
the stock exchange. There's someone talking about the owner of New York Stock Exchange says that they have bought Bitcoin.
Huh.
Yeah.
How about that? Let's find that. Owner of NYSE buys Bitcoin. Can you help me find that, Smay, while you're watching the camera over there?
Yeah, kind of.
Excuse me.
Let me see.
Can you guys tell us in chat what news site you're seeing that on? Is that on CoinDesk? Good deal, guys. Well, we're
There
gonna
it is, right when I was looking. On my
right
phone.
when he was looking.
Why when I
away.
was looking at my phone? Come on.
Dang,
That's usually how it happens.
that's usually how it goes. It hits you when you're when you're not ready for it at all.
So someone's saying that's old news, actually.
That's old news. Yeah, I don't see anything up to date on that. We're looking for it, guys. I don't know if anything is going to come of that.
Yeah, it's talking about Backed and all that.
I was saying,
Oh.
but we've known about that for a minute.
we've
That's
known
what
it.
threw me off as well.
Backed has been out for. Backed was announced in August of 2018, so that's a little
I
bit
say
old.
when non-crypto Tim knew about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
non-crypto.
that's
Non-crypto
old school.
Tim knew about that, so
Yeah.
there's we go.
Yeah, and guys, if you ever see any news stories, I'm just gonna put this out there. If you guys see any news stories that you guys want to be talked about, go ahead and tweet them at us.
Yeah, go tweet them at us
Or
at
you can tweet
CryptoJeb.
them at CryptoJeb. You can tweet them at me personally. You can tweet them at Thicky Smay. So you can just so we can be more aware of the topics you want to talk about.
Yes, indeed. Do that. Do that. Guys, we are going to continue with the technical analysis on Bitcoin here. Give us any questions you have about our technical analysis, and we will be happy to answer them, but we're going to go ahead and continue. Is there anything?
One question.
Okay.
So someone did say, do you think it's worthy to note that ADA isn't really affected by Bitcoin while Ethereum is? And they just talked about how they were disgusted by the gas fees. Do you have any thought on
Yeah,
that?
no, that's a good question. Why is Cardano having a major rally while Ethereum is in a downtrend? I'm sure this is something that Smay, you would like to chime in on, but the reason that I think this is happening is because Ethereum is a much more mature cryptocurrency. The adoption that has come to it is not really so much hype. It is hype, don't get me wrong, but it's not the, oh my gosh, look at this project, it's exploding kind of hype. It's the, oh yeah, it's doing well. Oh yeah, there's an update coming out. There's a much more mature investor base in Ethereum than there is in Cardano. Cardano's a younger project. More newer people are getting into Cardano, and it has strong fundamentals. So that's a good question, Smay.
So just to reiterate the question, they're asking why Ethereum is taking longer to rally than the other. Okay, I would honestly say that, like with what Jeb said, my personal feelings on Ethereum just kind of boils down to the fact that as much as it also is a mature project, it's almost in a spot right now where it's kind of hit a point of complacency in terms of the developments haven't really been coming as regularly as you've been seeing on other pro stuff like Polkadot and Cardano and other stuff like that. So I think there's a little bit of a complacency there. There's not a lot of excitement in the Ethereum space right now. That's not driving a lot of buying pressure.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, there's just not a lot of hype behind it right now, guys, is all it is. Is that an inverse head and shoulders pattern on the chart? Yeah, so that's what we're about to talk about. There's actually two head and shoulders patterns, an inverse head and shoulders pattern and a normal head and shoulders pattern. Guys, hit that like button. We are going to try to get to 500 likes. I think we're going to, and you guys can tell us what you would like to see at 500 likes. We do have an inverse head and shoulders pattern. It is sitting right here. This is what we want to talk about because our price target is sitting up between $56,000 and $58,000. However, someone was mentioning a regular head and shoulders pattern, and I think what they're talking about is this right here. This is potentially a head and shoulders pattern. I'm just going to tell you, if that's a head and shoulders pattern, it's an ugly head and shoulders pattern, and it's probably not going to have a major implication. If Bitcoin does follow that head and shoulders pattern, then yes, we have price targets that are relatively low. I don't think that's going to happen, though, guys. For example, we also saw there was a head and shoulders pattern right here back in the middle of January, and yeah, we corrected, but not very far. Bitcoin actually continued the bull market after that correction. I'm not really interested in that longer-term head and shoulders pattern that you guys are saying has formed ever since about the 8th of February. It just doesn't really seem to hold a lot of weight to me. However, this short-term inverse head and shoulders pattern most certainly does, and I think it points up here. So guys, if that is the case, how do we prepare for this? Well, guys, we have these trend lines right here, this one right here, and this flat level right here of support at $50,000 flat and $50,700. This uptrend set by these highs on the 26th of February and on the 1st of March. This trend line and this flat level at 50K are our support right now. Bitcoin needs to hold that. If you see Bitcoin trading at a price that starts with a 4, then we've broken the support level. If, however, Bitcoin continues trading above $50,500 to $51,000, if we continue above there, there's a strong likelihood that we could break bullish above $52,000, rallying back to all-time high and continuing the bull market even higher. And that leads us into the final point on Bitcoin that we want to talk about, which is price targets. Guys, we have a standing prediction here on this channel of a $75,000 Bitcoin by the end of August. And in fact, Tim found, not Crypto Tim, non-Crypto Tim found an article earlier about Bitcoin having a price target of $75,000 by the end of May. Tim, would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
No, I mean, you said it great. Now, it was talking about different firms. I don't remember the name of the firms, the name of the companies. They were just talking about how there's actually a lot of people putting a lot of thought into the investing the thought of by end of May, we could be not only just at 75, we could be actually way higher than that.
Yeah.
And I didn't see everything what they were reading off of, but they were looking at the way we've kind of bounced back from this slight down pull.
Yeah. No, and that's what I want you guys to do. Give me a 1 in chat if you think Bitcoin's going to go to $75,000 by the end of May, and a 2 in chat if you think it's not going to. I want to hear what your opinions are on that, because quite frankly, I do see a $75,000 Bitcoin happening this year. I do see strength in the trend. I do see strong fundamentals that are driving this market to the upside, and I do see reason to trust in the market that we're in. However, is $75,000 too ambitious? That's what we want to talk about here. I'm going to kind of open the floor for discussion. What do you think about that, Smay? Do you have any thoughts on that? I know you're watching the camera.
What was that question again?
What do you... we have...
I'm literally staring at the camera.
Smay is literally sitting here watching the camera, so everybody who is going to spam it, spam now because so that he knows. Yeah, no, he caught it. Smay, I was asking, where do you think Bitcoin is going to go this year? Do you see Bitcoin heading to $75,000 by the end of May, by the end of August? Do you think it's going to happen by the end of the year?
I will say it's almost a guarantee that we're going to see 75,000 relatively soon, probably by the end of the summer, in my opinion.
Yep.
I also do believe by the time we close out this year, we will most definitely, in my opinion, probably get close to that 80, 90, maybe even 100,000 range.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge range. So,
Yep.
but still, I think
No, it's true.
we're gonna hit those heights of where we're like, I don't think we're gonna quite hit 100,000, but I think we're gonna be so close that then the following year we're probably gonna hit 100,000.
Yeah, I honestly, I think so too. I think there's a very strong possibility for us to be going to $100,000 in the next 12 months. What I want you guys to do is I want you to drop in chat. What is your price prediction for Bitcoin before the end of the year? What dollar value do you see Bitcoin going to before the year is out? And also another thing, make sure to go tweet it at us at CryptoJeb over on Twitter, and I will repost some of those. I will retweet some of those price predictions that you guys have. If you're going to do it on Twitter, give us a little bit of an explanation as to why you think the market is going there. By the way, thank you very much. We are about to hit 500 likes. Hit that like button if you haven't already. It's totally free. Doesn't cost you a thing.
Like
the video.
Like so I can have strength looking at the camera.
Yes. Like for Smay's strength or monitoring the camera to make sure that it doesn't die. Normally we have a producer here, but our producer is unfortunately sick, so pray for him. Any other good questions, guys? I'm going to go ahead and look at chat myself also.
We've seen a lot of predictions, a lot of hundreds, a lot of 150s, a couple 320s. I don't
Someone
know.
said $350,000 by the end of the year.
Yeah.
That's ballsy.
Don't get me wrong. I would love that. I would love that. I don't think that's going to happen.
You should tell them the story about how I got you into Bitcoin back when it was at 11 grand.
Yeah, no. So my wife and I, my wife, first of all, is for sure a person who freaks out because we got in, it was like in August, right? August, I think, is at 11,000.
Yeah.
So, we had some money sitting in savings that I was just like, I want to get a little bit more aggressive. So Jeb was a good friend of mine. We've been friends for 2 years now.
2 years.
So I wasn't, nothing on the horizon of me coming to work for him yet, but just hanging out one night, and he starts talking to us, and my wife and I talk, and we decide, let's go ahead and do 5,000. Let's. I think that bought about 0.42 of a Bitcoin.
0.42, yep.
And so we clicked, let's do it. We use the advice that he always gives all of you guys. Hey, if this is money you need for something coming up, do not invest this.
Yep.
I have continued to use that advice as I continue to put stuff into Bitcoin. I make sure if I have to pay bills, I never put any more money in.
Yep, absolutely.
But anyway, so we take the 5,000, we put it in. I think literally about 20 minutes after we put it in, I think it went down by 1% or something.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
we lost a little money, and my wife immediately does the classic no move by saying, "Oh my gosh, we made a mistake. Should we just go ahead and get back out? Like this was a mistake." And I was like, just wait. Like, please just wait.
Yep.
And sure enough, over the next couple of weeks, Bitcoin climbed and fell and climbed and fell, and but then December hit, and
now they're billionaires.
And no, I wish. But she was like, "Okay, I will trust you from now on. I'll trust Jeb on when to get in, when to get out."
Yep.
That being said, I still like to do as much of my own research as possible,
Which I heavily encourage.
Yes, but I can tell you right now, it was a classic. Like, oh, did we make the right decision? And what's crazy is, non-crypto Tim here giving his opinion, so take this with a grain of salt. As you look at it, we would love, those of you who are already invested, we would love to see it continue to climb. We would love to see it get up. These people saying 350 by the end of the year. I would love that. That's a good amount of money.
That would be great.
That being said, that would make it very, very hard to invest with significance. Like I have friends who have told me I'm not going to touch Bitcoin. I'm going to put money into Ethereum because I'll make more money for my buck. I'm like, well, but Bitcoin probably is the safer choice of the two. So the quicker this climbs, first of all, there can be, the quicker something climbs, the quicker it could crash.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
But that being said, it also makes it a lot harder as you're trying to put everything into it. Like it's like it almost makes you feel like we had someone the other day say like, "Oh, Jeb, should I go take a loan from the bank and invest in Bitcoin?"
No, you should not do that.
But the thing is, as it climbs like this, it gives people that scary thought of like, let me get in now.
It's the FOMO.
So again, non-crypto Tim here giving non-crypto Tim advice. Do not have this FOMO and go crazy with this.
Yep.
I would love for it to get to 350. I would love for it to climb because that means my net worth is going up. But that being said, I want it consistent. I want it to be stable.
Yep.
And also I want to be able to continue to put money into it, and I want to continue to grow my investment in it. And the higher it grows, the quicker it grows like that, it just makes me kind of feel like maybe I should hold off for a little bit.
Yep. No, that's a great story, Tim, and I really appreciate you sharing that with everyone because I think a lot of people can relate to that. They got in on Bitcoin, and then what happens? Oh, it drops, and it's down like 1%, and you're like, oh my God, what do I do? And I'm going to freak out on myself. What we have to do here, guys, is we have to be thinking long term. these guys know, because I preach about it every single day in the office, not every day, but a lot, delayed gratification is one of the keys to long-term success. I'm not talking short-term success. This whole get rich quick, this whole get rich overnight, this whole make $1 million before the sun goes down culture that we live in right now is toxic. It is absolutely toxic. It is incredibly important that you guys embrace the concept of delayed gratification. Go and study it. There's something called the marshmallow experiment that Tim knows all about because I brought it up several times. The marshmallow experiment, I think it was done in Stanford. Do me a favor. Here's some homework for you, everyone who's watching. Go and research the marshmallow experiment, and you'll get my point. My point is if you look to the long term and not to the short term, you look to the long term, you will benefit. And that is what Tim saw. That's what his wife, Taylor, did not see. She was thinking in the short term. Tim was like, hang on a second. We're not planning on selling an hour after we bought it, are we? We're planning on selling years later. So why would we even pay attention to the price today, the day that we bought it? It makes no difference because we're not planning on selling it. Also, something I want to touch on really quickly here. There were 2 comments, and I am going to dive deep into this. Number 1, this is very flattering. And it speaks to the fact that people trust what we say on YouTube. I'm very thankful for that. I hope that we have earned your trust and your respect. Someone said, Jeb, we trust you with our lives. You should open an investment firm so we can invest with you. I want to make something very clear. There's nothing wrong with handing your money over to someone to trade and invest for you. Yeah. That's called a stockbroker. It's called a crypto broker. That's okay. You can do that. It's called financial advisement, investment. Like there's nothing wrong with that. However, that is something that I would rather you not do if you have the ability to, because in that case, you are letting someone else make financial decisions for you. That's not something that you should delegate. And that leads me to the second comment I said. Someone said, why should we do research? And I want to hear you two chime in on this. Yeah. Someone said, I want to actually hear both of you explain why so that you can regurgitate what I've said in your own opinion. Someone said, why should we do research when Jeb can do TA for us? Tim, can you weigh in on why that is?
Again, this is the opinion of non-crypto Tim. The reason I'm still non-crypto Tim is because I have not yet had time to do my own research in terms of the going through the course and learning how to do it myself. But that being said, you can ask Jeb. There's been several times where me knowing nothing, I still will question Jeb and make Jeb rethink something he just said. Right? So, even what he was talking about with the investing, don't get me wrong, like Jeb just said, there's nothing wrong with getting someone else to invest your money. However, when you get someone else to invest your money, I would love for you to ask the real question, is that really your money anymore? Yeah. Like it might come back to you at some point, but you're actually giving that money away. Yep. Who knows if that investor has a bad day, he has bad judgment, he's had something rough going on in his life, and he has control of all of your money, not you. Like you don't have to be an expert to sometimes look back and I'm just sure there's lots of stories of people going to their broker and saying, why in the world did you make that trade? That was terrible. But you know what? When you give him or her that money, it's theirs to do it with. They don't call you every day and ask you what you want to get in on. They have your money. It's not your money. So what I would say is, listen, they might be smarter than you in the market, but the best thing in the entire world is for you to be the chief, to be the king, to be the owner of your own money, and to be wise with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, also, there it is.
Shout out to Smay for making the camera work. Thank you guys so much. We have a jerry-rig solution, and he's doing a great job. Give us a 1 in chat for Smay's love.
Okay. What I was gonna say is, also, especially we're talking cryptocurrency, right? Yep. Cryptocurrency, the whole point of being in cryptocurrency is that it's decentralized. Yes. So if you were to give your money to somebody else to invest it for you into cryptocurrency, then what is even the point of being in cryptocurrency?
That's a good point.
At that point,
that's a really good point.
Invest in stocks.
Yeah.
So I think this is one of those things that's like, hey, one, do your own research for the sake of that you are informed. Being informed of where your money's at and what it's doing.
Someone said, but if we trust Jeb, then we can get mad at him instead of ourselves.
That's true.
That's the point.
There it is.
That is the point. And that's the problem. You can't be getting mad at me because I'm imperfect and I don't know your situation. So if you trade based off of something that I say, look, guys, I need to make a very important distinction here. Our job is to show you the chart. Our job is to do technical analysis. Our job is to inform you. That is what we do. I am not saying that you shouldn't watch our stream, and I'm not saying that out of pride. I go and watch other people's streams. I go and watch other people's analysis. I've been working in the market for 3.5 years. I know how to do technical analysis. The reason that I just asked both of these guys their opinions is because I have blind spots. That's my job, is to fill your blind spots and to educate you and to mentor you and to teach you the things that I know that you might not. But the fact of the matter is, I don't know your situation. I am not your broker. Do not make trades just because I said that something might happen. Come to me for opinions, but you have to be the final judge. You have to be the person that makes that trade. When the time comes, you have to be able to sleep with yourself at night, because if you are able to blame me for a trade in good faith and good conscience, then you made a mistake. What was the mistake? The mistake was not thinking for yourself. If you can't take ownership of when things go wrong, then you have no ownership of how to fix it. You cannot make me do anything different. You cannot make me trade differently. You can, however, work on yourself. That is why we are so adamant about investing in self-improvement. That's why we're so adamant about education, and that is why we run this channel.
Yeah, and to be fair to Eric, who asked that question, because he put it in later, he's like, I was joking.
I
Eric,
think you were, yeah, by the way. I think you were joking.
This was not necessarily for you.
It wasn't.
It is actually, there are people who are watching this video who were not jokingly asking that question.
Yes.
Why can't I just trust Jeb and then get mad at him? That's why, like what Jeb just said, that's why we always tell people we're not financial advisors. Go do this for yourself. That's the reason CT2A came about, was because, listen, if you want to come hear my advice, pair my advice with your own research and then make an informed, intelligent, wise decision.
And by the way, guys, I'm not yelling in anger. I'm speaking.
Yeah, he's like, stop yelling.
Someone
at
said,
us.
stop yelling at me. I'm not angry. I'm passionate. And somebody said, hit a nerve, did we? And I said, yes, you did hit a nerve. Because, and you know why, guys? I'm going to get really serious here for a second. The reason that it did hit a nerve is because, unfortunately, I see a lot of people go off of general technical analysis that I do. They make a bad trade, and they lose a lot of money because they were not using us as a resource the way that they should be. So yes, the reason that it did hit a nerve, and the reason that I do take it very seriously, is because people are getting hurt. It is our mission here to help people. When people are getting hurt, I take that very seriously, because I do genuinely care about you guys, and that is the be-all, end-all. We don't run this channel to make a bunch of money like, quite frankly, most of the other YouTubers do. I run this channel as a ministry. I want to help you guys. I care deeply about you guys. I talk about it all the time in the office. So the reason I get passionate about it is because I see people making mistakes that is costing them money, which is costing them their future prosperity, and that makes my heart weep. So yes, it did hit a nerve, and that is exactly why. It's not because I'm mad at you guys. It's because I want to make sure you're making wise financial decisions, because there's no reason to be in cryptocurrency if you're not going to make wise financial decisions. Guys, we're going to continue talking here for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to jump on into some altcoin technical analysis. So tell us in the comments and in the chat, what altcoin would you like to see analyzed? Go ahead and spam it. We're going to give a minute open season. 1 minute starting now. It is 15 seconds past the minute. You have a minute to go to town on
go
altcoins.
ahead and spam.
Go ahead and spam. You have exactly 60 seconds.
Also, I will mention we did hit 500 likes.
We did
like
hit 500
65 likes ago.
Yes,
so
we did.
We're gonna have to figure out what we're supposed to do. For
We're going to have
500
to do
likes.
that. We have another 45 seconds of chat spam, so go ahead and spam the chat.
Yeah, one thing I think that we need to look at, because we're watching this chat go crazy right now.
Yeah, absolutely nuts.
That being said, though, in the beginning there was a lot of people asking about Ethereum.
Really?
A
Okay.
lot of ETH requests.
Okay.
So I do think ETH should be one of them. That being said,
Cool.
though, we're seeing a lot of other, Smay, I know
I'm seeing a lot of, a lot of ADA, I see a lot of Binance. Oh, I saw a ton of Binance coin.
15 seconds on the
Yeah.
chat spam.
So, yeah.
15 secarinos only. I think we're going to have time for two charts.
All right, so let's
have
do
5 seconds.
Ethereum and Binance coin. If you guys want to get Binance coin, start just putting ones. And then put a 0
Chat
if you don't want
spam
it.
is over. Smay, give it 15 seconds to catch up and then start making people stop.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we're going to do Ethereum and what?
I was going to say Binance coin, but if they don't want Binance coin, put a 0 in chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to do some Ethereum. Chat spam is over. No more spamming of the chat.
No more spam.
No more spam. We had a minute of spam. We allowed the spam, and now the spam will come to a conclusion.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of zeros, so no Binance coin.
Yeah.
No
No
Binance
Binance
coin.
coin.
Was there? There's a bunch of zeros I didn't even see.
Yeah.
Oh, my chat's way behind. How about that? Oh, dang. My chat's really far behind. That's all right. That's okay. That's all good. Guys, we are going to do some Ethereum technical analysis. Let's jump on over to the Ethereum United States dollar chart. Guys, give me a 1 in chat if you were hype about that, because there actually is something that I want to talk about on Ethereum, and I was going to leave this for tomorrow's stream, and in fact, we are more than likely going to talk about this in tomorrow's stream, so tune into tomorrow's stream to see that. Ethereum has been in a downtrend in the exact same manner that Bitcoin has, in the exact same manner that Bitcoin bounced between $41,000 and $42,000. Ethereum has bounced between its similar support level, between $1,360 and $1,427. Also similar to Bitcoin, we have seen that we have gone into a green, red, green formation on Bitcoin, and we've seen it here on Ethereum. Green, red, green. That's a very bullish sign. If we look on the MACD, we can see the MACD is converging on itself. We can see that RSI is rallying to the upside. Are you seeing the similarities? Let's see. Let's continue. Let's see if you continue seeing similarities here. On the 4-hourly chart, what do we see? We see an inverse head and shoulders pattern, guys. Boom. That's really good news. Now, we haven't broken bullish out of this one just yet. We still need to see Ethereum break around $1,600. If Ethereum is able to break $1,600, then we're going into a new uptrend. But, guys, the point I want to make here, there's not much to say on Ethereum. Why is there not much to say on Ethereum? I'll tell you the reason there's not much to say on Ethereum, because the technical analysis is almost identical to Bitcoin, which means the implications are almost identical to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has an inverse head and shoulders pattern right now that's likely going to cause it to rally to $56,000. Ethereum has an inverse head and shoulders pattern that's likely going to lead it to rally to about $1,800. The technical analysis on both of these charts is almost verbatim the same. So yes, for everybody who's excited about Ethereum, you have a good reason to be excited about Ethereum. I see the cryptocurrency market becoming positioned for a rally here in March, and it's very possible that some of these fundamentals, like the stimulus checks potentially coming out, like tax returns coming out in the next couple of months, like Bitcoin and Ethereum and all the other altcoins having major corrective movements and resetting the market and people leaving the space that have weak hands. Remember, guys, diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands, hold on to the market. The fundamentals are strong. The technicals are saying that there's potential technical backing for a rally right now, and the fundamentals are as strong as ever. What does that mean? It means that we are at the precipice of the beginning of a new rally, but we just need to see the first domino get knocked over. I'm serious, guys. We don't need much. We're sitting here, we're holding a match above a forest that is doused in gasoline, and if we just drop it, we're going to continue rallying. So we want to be paying close attention to this market. This is why I tell you guys, don't leave the market when Bitcoin pulls back. Don't run from the market. Don't stop paying attention, because there's opportunity in the downtrend. Where's the opportunity? It's right now. When do people get into investment positions that they hold for years? In movements like this, in moments like this, when the market is in a decision point, and then the balance gets tipped, and Bitcoin moves and starts a new uptrend. That's when the smart money invests. The smart money doesn't invest when we're at the top, because then you would lose, and that wouldn't be very smart. The smart money invests at the bottom, because if you buy low and sell high, you're going to win. Well, where do you know where to buy? You know where to buy by looking at the technicals. And the technicals say we're in a decision point, we're in a tipping point. Bitcoin and Ethereum are seeing very similar technical indicators that we are close to a new uptrend. So that's my analysis on Ethereum, guys. It's almost the exact same as Bitcoin. That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. We're going to go in more detail, because there are some key differences. But in general, they're actually very similar looking charts right now. Good questions, guys. Thank you so much for that. Are there any other good questions, guys? Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already.
I saw a good amount of Dogecoin. I don't think we should do Dogecoin. I see a lot of ADA. We did do ADA yesterday.
We've done Cardano the last 2 days.
Another one is RSR.
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 All right.
Never heard of RSR.
No, I haven't either.
Never heard of that.
RSR. Let's see here. Reserve rights. Reserve rights. Is that the one we're going with?
I mean, I
Let's
guess.
do it.
Let's do it.
I saw some about that earlier too.
I've seen a couple of posts about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so reserve rights number 90 on CoinMarketCap is trading at 6.4 cents. It is up 6.4% in the last 24 hours. That is a market capitalization of $600 million. And as we can see, has been in a strong rally over the last couple of months. Ever since the summer of last year, it has rallied from 0.3 cents to 6.4 cents, where it sits currently. Cool beans. Let's go ahead and jump on to a chart. RSR, Tether USD. We'll go ahead and go over to the Binance chart. Looks like we're on the right chart. Yes, we are. I believe we are. Yes, we are. Good deal. Guys, this is the chart that you guys are asking for. This is RSR. Let's go ahead and do some blank-to-bank technical analysis on this, guys. Remember, blank-to-bank is the form of technical analysis where we take a completely blank chart and we show you all of the steps, the step-by-step process from taking a blank chart up until the ability to make bank by trading and investing that chart. The very first thing we do in our blank to bank process is we look for support and resistance levels, and very clearly we have to draw a resistance level at the local high. The local high is just under 8 cents. We also want to look for support levels. The support level is sitting at 4 cents, which is about a 50% correction, and that's the first takeaway that we're going to see here. RSR has had a 50% correction. You might say, oh my gosh, it corrected 50%, must not be a good project. I would say, oh my gosh, it's corrected 50%. That means it's had a healthy corrective movement and likely could move further to the upside. It has done that in the past. We can see right here it pulled back 43%, and we can see right here it probably pulled back about 40. Yes, it pulled back 40%. That is actually not a bad thing, and we've had a strong uptrend of 75% over the last 5 days. I have a sneaking suspicion that that uptrend is why you guys are asking for it. Guys, let's zoom into the hourly chart and see if there's any other major things that are jumping out at us. I already see something. Guys, I just want to remind you, I have never done technical analysis on this chart. I've never even heard of this project. What I'm doing right here is technical analysis that I have learned and that I teach you guys in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. If you are interested in learning technical analysis, I highly, heavily, and majorly encourage you to invest in your education. It is so incredibly important. And to do so, that is why we created CT2A. We have a $75 off coupon code called SMETHETREE. You can see how to spell that in the comments section in the description box down below. Anyway, guys, in CT2A, we talk about wedges and pennants in this video in technical indicators, and we look to be in a rising wedge or rising trading channel, depending on how you define it, here on RSR. Notice how we have support and resistance levels that are constricting. We are moving upwards and sideways. However, we are also losing volatility. This market is constricting on itself. That is actually indicative of bearishness because a rising wedge breaks bearish 70% of the time. That's a statistical analysis, as all things are statistical analysis. That's not a guarantee, but it is something to keep in the back of our mind. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and go back out to the daily chart, and let's look at some other things. I want to point out this sort of stair-step pattern right here that we've seen on RSR. If that continues, then yes, we would probably go back up to 8 cents and beyond, probably somewhere around 10 to 13 cents, if I were to guess. Oh, this is a good one. This may be why some of our technical analysts in the chat pointed this out. We have had a bullish MACD cross on RSR USDT very recently. In fact, just today, we have seen a bullish cross on the MACD. That is a sign that we're going into a new uptrend, which obviously the last 5 days indicate. By the way, for everybody who doesn't know technical analysis, I want to point out why it's so valuable. Look here on MACD when the colors of the histogram bar started changing. The day it started changing, we went into a rally. This is why you need to know technical analysis, because you can catch these movements before they happen. If you had been doing technical analysis on this chart and you used the things we teach in CT2A, without leverage, you would have made 75%, probably around 60%, because you're not going to catch the exact bottoms and tops. But that's why you need to invest in your education before you invest in projects, because if you invest in your education, you will know how to go and make 70% in 5 days, because you can read the markets and you can make these trades. Anyway, guys, looking at the RSI, RSI is sitting pretty healthy. Nothing really very important right here. We're sitting at 64. If we look at volume, volume is quite high. Not much to write home about there other than it looks healthy. TD sequential doesn't show anything of note. The 4 simple moving averages are important because it looks like this market likes to bounce around, not exactly perfectly, but around the moving averages. We can see back in history we have pulled down to them many times, and this time is no different. Let's also look at the Bollinger Bands. Looks like the Bollinger Bands are constricting on themselves, but not too much. We have not rallied outside of the Bollinger Bands, and this increased volatility will likely cause the Bollinger Bands to expand relatively soon. The 20-daily EMA is also acting as support. Notice how we fell below it and got above it. That is indicative of a bull market corrective movement, not the beginning of a downtrend, which makes sense because this market does seem to be relatively healthy. So guys, what's my take on RSR? From a technical standpoint, looks strong. From a technical standpoint, if Bitcoin and Ethereum allow, because remember, the smaller cap altcoins follow the big dogs, if they allow, then yes, there's a very strong potential that RSR could break 8 cents and rally to like 10 to 13 cents. However, that is also going to be heavily indicative based on the fundamentals. So I encourage you, go on CoinMarketCap, look up RSR, reserve rights, and look into the fundamentals. I don't know the first thing about the fundamentals. I can only see the chart. I can go and do the research on the fundamentals, but I can't do that on stream because it takes a while. Anyway, guys, that is my TA on RSR.
Yeah, I can give you a little bit of like from what I read briefly while you're talking. It seems to be some kind of protocol that supports then a stable coin that is supposed to help deal with hyperinflation with the U.S. dollar.
Right.
That's supposedly what it is. I mean, I could be wrong. I just
what
briefly
Bitcoin does.
read about it. Yeah, I briefly read about it. So,
gotcha. Okay, guys.
But
Well, I hope you guys did enjoy that technical analysis. I am going to open the floor for any more comments, questions, discussions, and then we're going to wrap the stream out. What do we see here, guys? By the way, if you haven't already, consider liking the video. I do appreciate everybody who has liked the video. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We post content here every single day. And by the way, most days we don't have technical difficulties. We're working on it. We're building out this entire new studio right now. And there are going to be some kinks along the way. Thank you so much for staying tuned for that.
Yeah, no, I mean, the chat really has been people just giving their opinion on coins. Like, I see here, then someone just commented again, Hydra coin, up by. I've seen different things. Is it up 15% or up 15,000%? I think the fact that people are stressing it so much means it's up 15,000%. So people are giving their opinions on that.
What is it, Hydra?
Hydra coin, and then people have talked about Voyager, and we can't cover every single coin because there's. Is it up to thousands now? Yeah,
I would just also see a lot of people say I did not say that RSR was a stablecoin. I said it is a protocol that supports a stablecoin. RSR is something different from RSV, which is RSV is the stablecoin.
Yeah.
RSR is the infrastructure for it.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to wrap out the live stream, guys. I do appreciate everybody tuning in. If you did enjoy today's stream, smash that subscribe button. It is totally free. And also consider signing up for the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. We have thousands of students who have gone through it, and they love every minute of it because it helps people understand how to do technical analysis on the market. And if you don't understand technical analysis, you're not going to be successful as a trader. I'm sorry. It is the tool set that you need. If you don't know how to use a lathe, then you're probably not going to be able to be a good carpenter. He's going to say you're a machinist. You need to know how to use a hammer to be a builder. You need to know how to use technical analysis to be a trader. And that is why we teach technical analysis with the link in the description box down below. Anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's live stream. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Must be quick.
Sell.
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 No, hold. You fools have lost faith in me. You have tried to sell, you must hodl.